You know, in business, we're totally obsessed with the bottom line, right? Dollars and cents. But what if we've been measuring success with the wrong currency this whole time? Today, we're going to dig into why the true measure of excellence isn't just about the money you save, but the time you create.
I want you to really let that question sink in. We are all trained to speak the language of money. ROI, cost savings, productivity, it's all measured in dollars. But this laser focus can seriously, and I mean seriously, distort the truth about the real impact our teams are having.
All right, so let's get right into it. Let's break down why our favorite metric, the good old dollar, is actually pretty flawed, especially when you're talking about a global organization.
Now this slide, wow, it tells such a powerful story. Okay, picture this. You've got two projects. One's in the US, the other is in Southeast Asia. Both projects are absolutely brilliant, and each one saves the company 500 hours of work a year, the exact same amazing outcome. But just because of different regional wages, the US project gets valued at 5 times the dollar amount of the other one. Think about that. Same work, same time saved, but a completely different perceived value.
And that right there, that's the heart of the problem. When we only judge performance based on dollar savings, we automatically and unfairly undervalue incredible work being done in lower-cost regions. It literally creates a system where amazing innovation just gets ignored because of geography and pay scales.
So what do we do? What's the alternative? Well, it's about shifting to a metric that's way more human, one that actually acts as the great equalizer: time.
The big idea here is to start treating time as our primary currency. We're talking about measuring impact in hours saved. Now, I know it sounds like a simple shift in perspective, but trust me, it changes everything. By focusing on what we're truly saving, human capacity.
And when you think about it, the power of this approach is just undeniable. Time is the one thing we all have in equal measure. We all get 24 hours in a day, whether you're in San Francisco or Sri Lanka. It can't be messed with by exchange rates or inflated by salary bands. When we save time, what we're really doing is creating capacity that can be poured right back into creativity, strategy, and real innovation. Look, this isn't just some abstract philosophical debate. This has become incredibly urgent, and you can thank the massive arrival of AI and automation for that. Just think about your own day-to-day work, right? Summarizing data, drafting reports, writing some basic code. I mean, these are all things that used to just eat up hours and hours of our precious time. But now, with the generative AI and intelligent automation we have today, I mean, come on, those hours, they've basically vanished into mere minutes. The whole game has changed.
And no, that is not an exaggeration. Just look at this super simple but, man, is it a powerful example. A process that used to take up half a workday, 4 whole hours, can now be done in the time it takes you to make a cup of coffee. That's a massive, massive shift in our capacity to get things done.
So here's the real kicker. Measuring AI's impact in dollars only shows you the costs you avoided. But measuring it in time, that reveals the true ROI, the huge amount of human capacity you've just unlocked. And that new time, that's the fuel for your next big breakthrough, for creativity, for true resilience.
All right, I know what some of you are probably thinking. Any big new idea is going to get some pushback. People are just used to the old way of doing things. So let's tackle some of the most common arguments head on.
So, you get the classic argument, right? Dollars are the universal measure of business value. But the reality is, time is the input that creates those dollars in the first place. Measuring time saved is what we call a leading indicator. It helps predict future financial outcomes, just like customer satisfaction scores do.
Then there's the fear. Oh, this is going to be way too disruptive. But listen, nobody is saying you should throw out your financial metrics. This is about adding a new, really powerful lens. Think about your car's dashboard. You care about its price, sure, but you also care about its miles per gallon. One doesn't replace the other, they just give you a much fuller picture of performance.
Okay, what about this one? Saved time is too vague. It all depends on how you use it. You know what? So is saved money. Both can be totally squandered or they can be optimized. By tracking time as a key metric, we create accountability and we get way more intentional about how we reinvest that reclaimed capacity.
And that brings us to the big one, hard ROI. Let me be perfectly clear. Time is hard data. A 500-hour improvement is a concrete, measurable win. Taking a process from 4 hours down to 4 minutes is a hard, undeniable return on investment. It's just measured in a much more fundamental unit.
And finally, you get this one.
This all just sounds a little idealistic. I'm going to argue the complete opposite. You know what's truly impractical? Continuing with a system that undervalues amazing talent based on arbitrary wage rates. Measuring time is objective, it's consistent, and it is globally fair. That's about as practical as it gets.
So, this is the really cool part. This isn't just a theory we're debating. It's an idea that's actually being turned into a real movement.
It's called the 7 Million Hours Club. And yeah, that's a big number. It's a community initiative with a simple but incredibly bold goal: to save and reclaim 7 million hours across organizations using thoughtful, human-centered innovation. Because at the end of the day, this is about so much more than just numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about meaning. It's about recognizing the true value of our people and giving them back their most precious resource, their time, so they can think, create, and drive all of us forward. So, this all leaves us with a really fundamental choice, a huge question about the future of work. As automation and AI keep getting faster and better, are we just going to use these powerful tools to cut costs and eliminate jobs? Or are we going to use them to give people their time back, unlocking a whole new era of human potential? The currency we choose to value will decide.